Nerds International proudly presents
Hello and welcome to the 3T RPG podcast. We are coming at you live from Caesar's Palace in Vegas, and my name is Harrison Hunt.
I'm Nick Lambslice.
And today, guess who's back? Back again, Shady's back. Tell a friend. No, it's James Clark.
Sup? He's back off the
yeah.
vertebrae. I've said that a million times. It's an insane clown posse.
Remember to talk into your microphone.
I
And also, we're anti-insane clown posse on this podcast, if anything. So please stop bringing them up every episode, man.
I used to listen to them.
Did you?
Oh no,
You suck.
Yeah,
Well, actually,
cool and edgy.
It's funny that you say that. My brother started listening to him for a while, and do you know that song "Homies"?
Oh,
yeah.
Well, my brother is white and
Is
into it. Yeah, I don't know.
Fuck you know.
This is for the listeners, not for you, Nick. But anyway, he started calling his friends homies for some time, and it was so cringe. And we were in town once, and we were trying to go somewhere where the shop was like closed or something, and Sean went, "Oh, this is whack, man."
Hey, Sean still uses that sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh God,
He's a juggalo. That's a nice
I
thing.
really hope he's not. If anyone out of us has the gift to be a juggalo, it's probably Sean, isn't it? Juggalos and juggalettes. In case you can't tell, this is an RPG podcast all about tabletop RPGs, and this is our yearly awards show. So today what we're going to do is we're going to be talking about what we've been playing in our amazing segment, What You've Been Slaying. We're going to go into the awards. Then we're going to have a new segment, A Minute with Steve Jackson. And then we're going to go into the Electro Letters, your best and worst gaming memories from this year.
Yay.
Ooh. But before that, let's do some feedback.
The feedback side. The feedback side. Yes, bitch, the feedback side. It's the feedback section. Yeah, we take your comments and read them out. Yeah, feedback, bitch.
So, Daniel Irwin comes in with the first feedback, and he's talking to us about when he met us at Dragon Meet. And he says, yeah, you guys were pretty steamed when I ran into you. Sorry I couldn't stick around longer, although it sounds like you guys weren't there for a lot longer either.
No.
And you are absolutely right. We spoke about this on the Dragon Meet bonus, and yeah, essentially some of our good friends from the internet, dem drunk blokes, brought a bunch of booze to the table, and it turns out Nick and I can't handle our whiskey.
Surprise!
That is no surprise.
We were.
I thought we bumped into Dan in the morning. Shows how drunk I was.
Wow.
No, the worst bit was when I mistook his mate for somebody else, and I started talking to her about something, and I was like, yeah, so what? You remember that thing that happened earlier? I'm not forgiving you for that. And she was like, what? What are you even? And then Dan was like, he was like, I'd like you to meet my friend Rebecca. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I thought you were someone else. It was so embarrassing.
Yeah, it was cringe-topia. Sorry about that.
Well, we got out there pretty sharpish, though,
Yeah,
as he says.
we did,
8 p.m, mate. On the train home.
8 p.m.
Nick bought a Burger King, was feeling too woozy to eat it, and then put it in his bag, and it remained uneaten.
Yeah. I woke up the next morning, I was like, where's the smell like burgers in it? I opened my bag, I was like, oh.
Wow, you peaked quick.
Oh,
Well,
we really did.
We paced ourselves. Well, like, originally we was like, right, well, you know, we didn't have any drinks for the first game, really. Everything was absolutely fine.
That's a change.
We was beating, I know, exactly. And we were beating, like, we had our first drink at about lunchtime, and it was just beers, and
And to be
everything
fair,
was
we
fine.
were sharing, because we were putting our beer into coffee cups. We were having half a pint each at a time.
Yeah.
And we were really pacing ourselves.
Yeah.
And then during the afternoon game, it was just Muntfest.
Just went mint, yeah.
Towards the end of the game, I was like, trying to read people's toughness on their table things, and I couldn't. And
One
I
eye
was just
closed.
I was like, what's your toughness? It's like that fucking meme, the one of This Is America, you know, where he's got one eye closed.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like that, trying to fucking read people's sheets. Oh, awful.
Yeah,
Awful.
Sorry, everybody.
But the next feedback comes in from Mornay Scarp, or Sharp. I can never remember how to pronounce it. Sorry for being racist. He's talking about when we mentioned him on the Dragon Meet podcast. Essentially what I said at the end was thank you very much to Just Insert Imagination and Eric Lamoureux.
Oh.
So I missed out half of that company. So I just want to say to Mornay, thank you also. He said to us, I have a name, damn it. I'm not just a piece of meat doing Eric's secretary work.
Meat secretary.
He's a meat secretary. It's Mornay Sharp. He's going to win the award for best meat
Secretary of the year, yeah.
All right, so let's get on to what we've been playing and what you've been slaying.
Oh, yes.
One of these. Oi, yeah? What you slaying?
All right, so first up, we've been playing Dungeons and Dragons. It's this new little indie game.
It's going to be big someday.
I see big things in the future for this game, man. So we are owners, not we, you are. I'm the GM. All the characters in the game are owners of a disused zoo that they need to populate with monsters.
Yes.
And a lot's happened because it's actually been a month since we last did one of these main episodes. So essentially you guys have already got a zombie bear, a skeleton enclosure, an owlbear baby,
Yep.
and a Gilan.
And an art installation of two skeletons fighting each other.
That's true. And it's going pretty well because they've also got they've hired 2 guards. That didn't go too well, but they've also sort of aggressively hired a new sort of cafeteria guy.
Honest Gabe, yeah.
Honest Gabe. But the last 2 sessions. So the first one was literally the Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah.
I mean, the Phantom of the Opera is a pretty D&D type story anyway, because they do go through a dungeon in it. The only trouble is it's not populated with monsters, so that's the only real difference.
He absolutely kicked our ass.
Yeah,
So
so
it was almost a TPK.
almost.
We timed out a fight. We was like, nope.
Yeah, it was normal, almost a TPK, and it was James's character Keith Wegman who saved the party basically.
Yeah.
Because what happened was they fought all of the players. The characters. All of the characters. They fought a froghemoth, which, if you don't know, is a giant frog monster from D&D with like nearly 200 HP.
Yeah.
And
It's both fucking amazing.
and the sad thing is that it has immunity to electricity, and their opening gambit was to sort of
Electrocute the water.
yeah. Bloody Norman, the warlock, electrocuted the water, and he's so smug. He was like, "Yeah, I done it. I electrocuted the water." And then you go into the next room, this thing's still well alive and kicking. All the minions were dead, floating in the water.
Yeah.
But the frog
That was
demon-
funny, yeah.
He did 60 damage, or at least he rolled a 60 damage, but because of its immunity, it
Didn't
only
even
half.
phase it.
Yeah, so 30, yeah.
Horrible.
But then after that, you went through, did a bunch more puzzles, and finally got to the Phantom, who'd captured this girl called Christine, and he has her enthralled, and he's like a really high-level bard. And actually, I learnt this off of one of our listeners when they were talking about cool moves in RPGs.
Yeah.
The Phantom fills up the room with fog so nobody can see, then shocks it with an electrical thunderwave storm.
Nasty.
And everyone who's moist from the fog just gets double damage. And basically everyone went down. One character died. The manager of your business, Stanley, and his final words were goodbye.
Goodbye.
Yeah, it was really good. And the best part about the whole Phantom of the Opera thing was all of the dungeon puzzles.
Oh, God.
You guys want to describe some
God.
of them? James, you're like,
There was one.
debatable.
The one stumped us, and we had to stop the session, and then we had to start the session with the puzzle, and it still took us about half hour
Yeah.
of real time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was essentially they were trying to figure out these two sort of. There's a visual metaphor and then a riddle, and both of which would give them a chord that they need to play or sing in front of the door to open the door. And the first one was easy. It was who plays when he works and works when he plays, and they got it straight away. It was a musician.
Yeah.
And they go into the next room, and there's a skeleton playing cards at a table. And essentially, the answer to the puzzle was play dead, D-E-A-D,
Yeah.
and you had to play it on a nearby viola, and
Yeah.
it took them ages to
Oh,
get
we
it.
could
They all
actually
thought it was
discuss
something
it.
to do with the cards the
Yeah.
skeleton was holding.
Yeah.
It stumped us in real life.
Big
for
time.
ages.
Mate.
And we spent like the end of the first session just beside ourselves, not knowing what's going on. And then we're like, oh yeah, well we'll discuss it. We'll discuss it through the week. No one discussed it.
Yeah, that was funny. And you know, the sad thing is
Yeah.
every time they got the solution wrong, the room would electrocute them.
Oh, man.
And so James, you wasted. He's their party's main healer. He's a paladin, and
yeah.
he wasted all his healing spells on a puzzle. So that's why when they got to the last fight, everyone was fucking battered.
Mate,
Yeah.
Imagine these like people with like black eyes, like blood coming out their mouths, all
Yeah.
bruised, their armor fucked up. They run into the last room and they're like, "Right, we're going to word with you."
I'm glad you've come for the final fight. And we're like, oh, no.
Yeah, so James had to sort of drag their lifeless corpses back to a nearby friend's mansion and get them sort of resurrected and stuff. And
We
after
also
that,
got a Gilan.
yeah, we got Gilan. So this is one of the weirdest monsters in D&D. I think we mentioned this on a previous podcast.
We did,
but
yep.
There's basically a zombie frozen in ice, and they're using it to preserve food, which is pretty good.
Yeah, the back of him is the fridge unit, and the front of him is the display of the Gila.
So they've got nice ice cold drinks and frozen foods,
There
which
you
is
go.
fucking awesome.
We've also got Frozen Stan, which is Sean's previous character who's dead.
Oh yeah, they're keeping him
fresh.
keeping him in good
we don't know what to do
condition.
with him,
Because
yeah.
we're trying to resurrect him at the minute.
That's right, we
so
are.
good point. Yeah, because what happened after all of this? Because Stanley died, the zoo's taken a back seat for one session. They're trying to resurrect him, and there's a sea hag that they know who's an absolute horrible woman, and she's asked for illithid 2 pints of goblin blood and the blood of a holy man. That's easy enough because Keith, James's character, is a holy man. Just a little bit of blood. Goblin blood, everyone was like, easy. Right, so let's start with the illithids. These are mind flayers. And so they had to go into the Underdark to go and get it. And I'll try and keep this brief, but they went to this giant sort of brain fortress that had a big brain library in it, owned by these illithids, and tried to kill them. But the thing is, before that, what happened is they went into a bar full of drow. And
Fucking Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan's an idiot, man. Because
Who's buying me a drink?
yeah, he just...
Which one of you's buying me a drink?
He walks in, yells that, and everyone immediately starts on him because tensions were already high. Everyone was looking at him. A bar fight starts, and this guy helps them out called Clinton.
Yeah.
And when they get to the brain fortress and they start fighting the illithids, it turns out Clinton is a doppelganger, and he has some contract with them, and he's brought them here to feed them to the illithids, so they can be additions to their brain library.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the real Clinton is there hanging on the wall behind them, and that was their sort of first hint. And they look left and see this doppelganger stood next to them.
And
The
then
fight's been pretty epic so far. Sorry, what were you going to say, James?
The doppelganger kept changing into us.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
my God, yeah.
Throughout the fight, yeah, it changed into James's character at one point, and he was like, "I would never say that," and then he was like, "I would never say that."
Yeah,
And then James,
Yeah.
sitting there at the table.
and as the doppelganger was running away in James's form, James tried to hit it in the back, and he goes, "Oh, see, hitting a fleeing man, unhonourable."
Yeah. We should mention Alan Fiend.
Alan Fiend. What happened to him was
No, who he is.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
Norman Fiend.
I will talk about him in a second, but yeah, essentially what happened in the fight, sort of the highlight of the fight was an illithid got chucked down a pit.
Yeah.
Then the other illithid went on hold and wanted to take a reaction. Norman, our sort of chief magical guy, the warlock guy, starts running up to the other illithid near this hole, and
Yeah,
he
he's
just
about
mind
to get
controls
him.
him and gets him to jump down the hole.
Yeah.
Oh no! Yeah, because he's got this awesome voice. It was really funny, and so what they did to save him was that Grant Shaftesbury, who's the barbarian on the team, he gets a javelin out and pierces Norman to the wall of the hole, through his shoulder, and he's like, "Oh, thank you."
Saved him, no?
Yeah, that
his
was a last ditch attempt, and
Yeah.
he actually pulled it off.
Yeah, I could believe it.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome, and that's where we're at the moment. That's where we sort of stopped the game. We had to stop it mid-fight because it went on right up until the end.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the one highlight, as Nick very rightly pointed out, is that the warlock Norman Fiend. He's named after his sort of patron, who's also he's a real fiend, not just a little gnome.
Yeah.
And we based him on Alan Partridge because it was a stupid joke. Because what happened at the beginning of the game was that James T, who's playing Norman, he said, "I need to pick a fiend," and we're like, "A fiend, is that his name?" And so there was a bit where, for some reason, he had to commune with his patron, like deity, and as he walks in, he goes, "Oh!" And for those of you that don't know Alan Partridge, that's going to be wildly unfunny.
Yeah, yeah.
But go and check it out. It's like a comedy chat show. He's a fictional chat show.
Yeah.
And he kills a man live on air, does coke on air by
He's a nutter.
accident.
It's hilarious.
It's really funny.
It's me, Alan Fiend!
Yeah. So I did a little mock-up picture for our group where I made Alan Partridge red and gave him horns.
So good.
But that's that's where we're at. Are you guys enjoying it at the
Yes.
moment?
Yeah.
I love it. I love the whole monster hunting. We spoke about it before, but I love the fact that every fight you have to think about a little bit differently because it's not just a case of killing it, getting the loot. It's trying to capture it, bring it back. Trying to manage a business while adventuring. It's fantastic.
It is really fun, yeah, because we've got so many dynamics
Yeah.
going on. Like you said, managing the business and all that, but then we've got so many other characters in the mix, like the people that we hired to be our bodyguards. One of them is actually paying us because all they want to do is shoot people from the roof.
She was like 14 and didn't understand what employment was.
Yeah.
So she's giving them her pocket money to be able to shoot people on the roof.
That's
Yeah,
it.
the other one was like this belligerent drunk who didn't know.
Oh, Pickle Pete,
He
yeah.
can't even see in front of his own
We made him
arm.
head of security, of course.
Well, you guys forgot to tell him like, because he said, right, so I'll just beat anyone up who comes through the gate. And of course, your catering guy came through the gate, and Pickle Pete started fighting him. So you guys came back to town seeing Iverna shooting the sea hag, who you're quite friendly with, and then Pickle Pete fighting one of your other employees.
Yeah.
And also, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but the HR woman hasn't been seen for a long time.
I was going to say, we haven't heard from her for ages.
We keep mentioning that we need to talk to her.
Every time,
Lots of bad things are happening.
We get to the downtime part, and people are like, we should check in with the HR lady. But
and
first, and then everyone does like 5 different things, and then like, right, well, we're done, let's go.
She's obviously dead then. We need to, we'll do a welfare check next session.
Maybe everything's grand, but she's just hidden away.
Maybe she's working really hard.
Diligently.
Actually, the zoo is actually making pretty good money at the moment because of your guys' downtime activities. Like, in your downtime, I've been doing loads of actions to promote the zoo. Like Keith Wegman, for example, he's a paladin and he's used to scribing out Bibles and shit like this. So he used it to make flyers
and stuff. So
that's right. Someone mentioned it, didn't they? They was like, I found this. It was like, oh,
it was on the So it's actually the one where you weren't there, James. And basically, they came back to the zoo. A bunch more people were there, and they were like, "Oh, we heard about it from this flyer." And then Nick's been going around making special beers for the thing. And, of course, we got you a pretty cool mini that has a beer on the shield.
Oh, so of course, what happened? I had to get a
special shield
in-game made up with a beer on the front.
But yeah, I'm loving D&D so far.
A lot of fun, yeah.
It gives me sort of what I enjoyed about Pathfinder without what I hated about Pathfinder.
Yeah, fair enough.
I actually really like it.
Fair argument.
But I know it's boring to talk about D&D, so we're going to stop now.
Yes.
Cypher System. You've been reading that, right, Nick?
Yes, I have. It's cool. Yeah, so I kicked a Backstarter.
Take that, you little
Backstarter. So I backed to Kickstarter ages ago, and classic me, I had to forget to check up on them, and it was ready to go a long time ago, and I didn't press the button. So I finally pressed the button, and it all come through. And I forgot, because it was actually the Kickstarter for Monty Cook's Your Best Game Ever, which is basically a book that just kind of explains role-playing, but it goes into a lot of detail, GMs, how to keep a party together, what to do between groups, what to do if you've got a bit of conflict, just the how-to. Some of it's a little bit sucky-eggy, but the rest of it, but it's nice, and it's a very nice product. But I forgot that you could bolt on the Cypher System rulebook with it, which full price is about 60 quid,
It's ridiculous.
It's a lot of money. So I got that come through, and it's cracking. I love it. It's really cool. I didn't know much about it until I started reading it, but it's a very story-centric, kind of pretty rules-light. The DM doesn't roll at all. It's all done. It's all done by the players, and it's kind of it's a cool system. You kind of you have a target number, and then depending on certain things, you can kind of discuss it, and it can bring that target number down. And if you can actually eventually bring it down to 0, obviously it's an automatic take 20. But it's fun. There's a lot more to it than that.
Open
it's cool.
D20 system, right?
Yeah, so it's D20 but predominantly. But it's cool, man. I like it. Yeah, it's so far so good. It's a good game for what it looks like. You want to do a good story game, and I'm thinking about doing a Destiny game with it, so it could be fun.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I might do that.
That'll be fun as fuck. And plus, you love Destiny, so
I love Destiny.
I would love to play that.
Oh mate, I'd love to play it. So I got that, and I got the Cypher System. I got Your Best Game Ever, which again is a lovely product, nice hardback. It's a kind of a landscape book rather than a portrait book, which is quite cool. It's quite a thick one. Yeah, I was meant to bring it. I'll bring it next time, but it's quite nice. I haven't read it fully yet, but so far so good. And then lastly, which was really nice, which was like a kind of bonus part of it. It was a GM notebook, and it's a really nice one. It's ring bound. It's got sections. There's bits in between for every section for your, NPCs, reoccurring characters, campaign notes, all this kind of stuff, all done up. Yeah, decent. Check it out. Go check out Monty Cook's stuff. It's nice. The GM notebook's really nice.
I may be sort of misremembering. Funny enough, when I said that Monty Hall was based on an old D&D designer, Monty Cook was who I was thinking of. But I might be wrong about this, but as far as I'm aware, because he designed the 3.5, this is where I'm really going to be talking about out my arse, but as far as I remember, he did a Kickstarter for a new game called The Setting of the Dark Sun, and it was something like that. It was like Dark Sun, and he charged like $250 for like the main book. It might not be him. I might be wrong.
Yeah, we'll do a fact check on that.
His whole thing was like, well, your players are going to want to play it, and I believe that you should all chip in to get this.
So give me your money, bitch.
What? Yeah.
That's outrageous.
One of the things it came with was like a statue, which was like a symbol of a hand from the world. It might not be him, but
we'll look into that. But like I said, I haven't done much on Monty Cook games, so I don't know yet. So we'll do a proper review once we've read it.
Well, he's a pedigreed author, right? So I'm sure it's good.
So far so good. But the product's lovely. The art's fantastic, I must say.
Yeah, but that's it for what we've been saying.
Yeah.
Goodbye. No, we're going to go on to the main subject now, which is going to be the 3T RPG Awards 2019.
Yes.
2. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Main. Subject. Main. Subject. Main subject. Main subject.
So the rules for the awards. Essentially, this is going to be the best and worst things from this year, such as products, services, anything RPG related. And for each category, me and Nick could each nominate up to 2 things. And so you might see some things getting double nominations, which is absolutely fine in the context of this. James didn't nominate anything because he hasn't been on the podcast for like 6 months and has missed some of the stuff, but he's going to be here to commentate, give his insights, his wisdom. So essentially what it is that and another thing is that a lot of the things might not have been released this year, but it's things that we've experienced this year, or things that we believe deserve a shout out and can still be relevant today. So that's essentially it. And if you don't like the format, send your mail to
My ass.
my ass.
Blow my ass.
Oh my ass.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, oh my god.
And the first category is Best Company. And the nominees are Just Insert Imagination, Orbital Intelligence, Goodman Games, and Just Insert Imagination. And the winner is Just Insert Imagination.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, I mean, they've been moaning at us every year to get a bloody award. Here it is.
Yeah.
Shut up.
You happy
alright?
now?
You happy? No, these guys, to be fair, they've had a pretty good year putting out one of the biggest settings the world has ever seen. And we will talk about that later, yeah, because we're all 3 big fans of this. But Just Insert Imagination, they're responsible for a lot of really, really good value products and have very good business ethics when it comes to pricing their products. For example, they do these plug-and-play adventures for Savage Worlds where you get everything you need, barely need to read it, and it's just a simple adventure with loads of twists and complications you can chuck in. And they all come with pre-made character sheets, they come with GM screen inserts. It's
Good to go,
and they're cheap as fuck.
They are.
They're ridiculous.
And
sometimes they start off for free and then they go up to like...
Or they put them on sale and you're like, hold on, I mean, that was cheap anyway.
Yeah, like 50p or something.
Yeah, so check them out.
Yeah, and Eric Lamoureux is the main writer there. Mornay does the layouts and a lot of the artwork, and they're both very talented. And as a result, because it's mostly in-house, they can kind of keep costs low and keep the price low, which is really awesome. And they are responsible for a game that came out this year, Wise Guys. But spoiler, we will be talking about that shortly. But yeah, Just Insert Imagination, great company, great ethics. They make awesome products. Check them out.
Absolutely.
Well done.
And the next award is for Worst Company. And the nominees are Utherwold Press, Modifius. That's 2 Modifii. Anyway, the winner is Modifius.
Yeah! I mean, boo!
All right, man. So, as much as we do like their games, you know, we wrapped up a Gen Lab campaign this year, and it was great bloody fun. But the thing that consistently bleeds into Modifius's sort of business ethos is their money-hungry, ravenous...
It's so true. It started with the dice.
Started with the dice for Tales from the Loop, where it's the most pointless RPG product I've ever bought, and then we move on to they're selling bottle caps.
Oh my god!
They're selling bottle caps for their new Wasteland Warfare game that cost £15.
And they are literally bottle caps.
What's the point?
They must have cost about a penny to make. They're making mad buck with these. Let me say this: they're okay for use of bennies in Savage Worlds, for example.
Yeah, they're cool.
But in the Wasteland Warfare game, they don't actually have much use. They come with stickers that you can put on them, therefore meaning that they're not even themed anymore.
So you could use blank bottle caps for half the price and just put a sticker on anyway.
Not even half. You could just take them off the bottle caps that you're drinking your bottles from, or you can get like a bag of 100 for £1.
Yeah, that's what I did. I got them from Wilco.
What if if they serve no purpose, Modifius, if you're listening, what they should do is throw them in free with a figure, right? If you're buying a mini at £15 a pop,
you know
or whatever,
what I
just
think
have a
it
free
is.
cap in there.
I can't remember who it is. It might be Bethesda themselves or Modifius, but somebody sells Nuka-Cola like as a drink, for like 10 quid a bottle.
Yeah,
and I reckon that they had surplus of those lids.
Yeah,
and
and
Modifius went, "Can we buy those? We'll sell them on for £2,000." And not only that, but their Wasteland Warfare game is a joke. Like, it really is.
There's so much unnecessary tap with it. Have you seen like the notebooks and stuff?
Yeah, it's more of a skirmish game than it is an RPG.
Yep.
But it's all about selling models. They don't refer to a character as a character in the game or a unit. They refer to it as a model. They actually say that. Every single picture... The first thing the book fucking says is how to paint your models.
Oh, God.
And then every single piece of artwork in the game is their fucking, like, posed models. And the worst thing being is the characters, they have these little cards, and it's unpainted fucking models in there.
Terrible.
That is the laziest bar for laziness I've ever seen. And the fact that they've released product lines all about selling more products.
It's madness. I mean, like, not being funny, Modifius, but there's a little company called Games Workshop out there. Been doing it for years.
Look, and trust me, so many people have tried to muscle in onto their turf, and only one has done it, and that's Frostgrave.
Right.
So, yeah, look, it ain't going to happen, Modifius.
I think they're doing too much.
They are, exactly. So, yeah, they won worst company this year for being money-hungry scum.
Yeah, take your bottle caps and get out of here.
Get out of here. Okay, and the next award is for Best Product. And the nominees are Acquisitions Incorporated by Hasbro, Wise Guys by Just Insert Imagination, Judge Dredd of the Worlds of 2000 AD by Rebellion and EN Publishing, Savage Worlds Adventure Edition box set by Pinnacle Entertainment Group. And the winner is... You laugh at that every year.
That is so bad.
Wise Guys by Just Insert Imagination.
Yeah! No surprise there!
Yeah! This easily wins Best Product.
Tough one, though, but...
It was a tough one, man. Between those,
it does. It's the runaway winner.
It's the runaway winner because we've anticipated this game for a long time, and we played in the playtest. We loved it, and when it came out, it exceeded our expectations.
Yeah, totally.
Amazing artwork, fun game. Pre-gens are incredible. The adventures are amazing, and
Blood, sweat, and tears have gone into it.
they really have. Eric has worked tirelessly on this product, and it really, really deserves the award. If you want to play a gangster game in Savage Worlds, this is what you need.
It's the only one.
Exactly. Well, that's it, really.
Yeah, that's all you got to say. Enjoy your trophy. Eric, it's in the post.
Yeah, we're sending out PDF trophies this year. We're learning. We're learning from Pinnacle. They're going to be gifts.
Bookmarks. You can print yourself.
Don't say that.
Print off your own trophy. Stick it to a real one.
Print off your own trophy.
All right. God. And the next category is Worst Product. And the nominees are Niffarog by Varg Vikernes, Mazes and Mox... Fucking cunt.
Monsters.
It's like a maze with a guy going, "You're a dick." Don't get this, mate. Mazes and Monsters by Procter & Gamble, Fallout Wasteland Warfare by Modifius, and Savage Worlds Archetypes by Atomic Ninja Studios. And the winner is Savage Worlds Archetypes by Atomic Ninja. Alright, so this is one... I don't like making videos that much, but this product prompted me to make a video for our YouTube channel.
Yeah. Popped out of nowhere. I was like, what's this?
Where I was pretending that I really liked it. But actually, this is... If you want, 5 archetypes, 5 sheets of paper, right? 5 archetypes for £10, these guys have got it for you.
Real cheap.
It's such value for money. Such value for money. I mean, obviously, like, say, for example, just Insert Imagination. You get an adventure, 5 characters, loads of scenarios, GM inserts for less money.
Was it about £1?
Yeah, these guys, the funny thing about the Atomic Ninja Studios is they released it for a tenner, and the characters don't even have edges and hindrances. And
they're extra. You pay extra for them.
Yeah, and they've got all this erroneous details around the characters, like... sort of, I can't remember what it was, it's like something like how they spent the points to get to this point, so you have to rewrite them out anyway. The sheets aren't even usable.
What the fuck?
And they don't have edges and hindrances, and they don't have races either, so the whole thing is, you've still got to put a lot of work in, and you spend a tenner for the privilege.
It's a lot of money.
That's stupid.
It's wildly stupid. It was funny because as soon as it came out, every single review on Drive-Thru-RPG was complaining about the price, and they tried to justify it, saying... Yeah, but hey, listen, man, it's something missing from the book, so we put it back in there. So, okay, fine, the archetype section is missing from the new Savage Worlds, but I'm not paying a tenner for it.
Nah.
Well, actually, you know, the sad thing is, I did pay a tenner for it to do that stupid video.
Yeah! You mug!
Oh my god. That's disgusting.
We need to swap our prices.
We do, yeah, we should. I mean, the one that we worked on for months and months and months that gives you 78 different scenarios for your game, available now, Drive-Thru RPG, 78 Hamlet Happenings.
Whopping price of
£1.50. So,
come on, guys.
Seriously, Atomic Ninja, come on!
Come on.
And the next category is Most Improved Product. And the nominees are Savage Worlds Adventure Edition by Pinnacle Entertainment Group and Savage Worlds Adventure Edition by Pinnacle Entertainment Group. Oh, they've done it good.
They done the best job.
Every year they win. Yeah, well done, guys. Every year they win a bad award, and this year they've done good.
No
they've done
way.
it.
They've done so
did it.
well. They're like the naughty kid of the class that has now become the prefect.
Exactly. So, Nick, guide us through. Take us on an audio tour of why Savage Worlds Adventure Edition has become good.
Because it's just so much bloody better. Let's start. Where should we start? The art. So me and Harrison, we got the boxes, of course, because we had to, and you get. I mean, the price is the price. Is the price.
Well, the shipping was bad, but
Yeah.
the price is reasonable.
But for what you get in there, it's incredible. And you get all the extra bits, the bennies, the dice, the templates, the plastic blast templates, the magic point counters, the
Extra books.
You get settings, you get mini settings in there. You
Really
get
nice
how to
gem
write a
screen.
world. I mean, even the rule book, nice hardback. All the art has continuity now. I mean, I know they've reused some of their old stuff. I'm not going to
yeah,
lie.
but it was by
Yeah.
the same artists
But-
that were in the new book.
Precisely. So it all flows so much nicer. There's no pixelated pages.
You guys remember what fucking Deadlands looked like? Not Deadlands, the original one, Deluxe.
Deluxe, yeah. I've got it. What, the big hardback thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about Deluxe, the previous edition.
Oh, sorry, that one. Yeah, actually, the first one's not bad. It's all black and white art, but the art's all right.
Yeah, and then when they moved on, the presentation really went down the toilet, and
Yeah.
it was like, obviously we're very open-minded, and pitching it to like you two, for example, you're open-minded and up for playing anything,
Yeah.
but then when you're pitching it to somebody you don't know and you go, this is what we're playing, you show them the deluxe book, you're like, oof.
What is this? Oh, yeah.
What is that?
Oh,
Their thing was always, it only costs a tenner, but for a tenner I could be buying 5 character sheets, so you know.
Oh yeah, stop the way that.
But the book's now, it's now the price of a normal RPG. It's 30 quid, and it looks like a 30 quid product.
Yes,
and
precisely. It
the
does.
changes they've made to the game are brilliant. The way spellcasters now have more options than just casting a spell. You can now mod all of your spells and
more
change them.
statuses.
So if you want to be the statuses are great. So it means that non-combat characters that do tricks and insult people during combat, they've got more options.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is just. It's what we wanted from Savage Worlds this whole time. The reason we were so critical before was because
we love it so much.
Exactly.
It's our little baby, and it's our favourite. I mean, hand on heart, it is our favourite system. You all know that. We've been championing the system for years. But
and, they haven't given us any money yet.
No, they haven't. No,
You know,
or
the
even
biggest-
acknowledged our existence, which is always nice.
James, you know the funniest thing. Years and years ago we complained about the bookmarks.
Yeah.
Guess what? Bookmarks have now got useful information. on them.
Hell yeah.
But who came? We said this a lot on the podcast. We ain't going to
hint.
shut up until we get our money. Exactly, James.
Where's our
Hint,
check?
Where's our check, Shane? Where's our check?
Come on, man. You can wish Owen Lane a happy birthday on Facebook, but you can't even send us a check.
Yep. Where was my happy birthday?
And mine.
Yeah. Fucking Shane!
Shane Hensley! We love you, really. Keep up the good work.
Well done.
And the next category is Best System. And the nominees are DCC by Dungeon Crawl Classics by Goodman Games, Lamentations of the Flame Princess, Dungeon Crawl Classics by Goodman Games, and Savage World Suede Adventure Edition by Pinnacle Entertainment Suede Group. And the winner is Dungeon Crawl Classics by Goodman Games.
Yeah.
I think I was confused, and I don't know if we've given them the award on a previous year, but I'm fairly certain last year it was Gen Lab, and the year before was Savage Worlds. So if we done a mistake, sorry, but DCC absolutely deserves this award.
It's just like
It's fantastic. If you haven't played it, play it.
so close to our hearts as well.
It's so good. Yeah, exactly.
We've been playing it. I mean, we have stopped momentarily, but we've been playing it on this podcast for 2 goddamn years, and never once have I felt boring or felt the system was predictable.
No,
you know
absolutely.
what I mean?
Yeah, you never knew when we come coming in on a Saturday morning for our AP and stuff. It's always we go out absolutely shattered. It's so exciting, don't it?
Yeah, it's so much happens.
It's perfect. It is.
brilliant.
It really is.
And the thing is, it's good for an AP format as well because of the simplicity of it.
Yeah,
but it's simple with a lot of depth. It really rewards players for their kind of creativity.
Yeah,
for those that don't know, DCC is like it's an OSR game, so it uses the old D&D rule set and sort of builds on it. But it builds on it in such a clever way where it makes it open to interpretation and modding. So things like Cyber Sprawl Classics have come out, Country
Mutant
Crawl
Crawl
Classics,
Classics.
Mutant Crawl.
What was that one?
Country Crawl Classics,
that?
man. It's a redneck game.
Oh my
Oh my god, we need to dip our toes into that.
Oh, yes.
And you can roll up a character like super quick. I learned about this from Spellburn recently. We'll get back to talking about DCC, but I learned about this from the Spellburn podcast, and they rolled up a character in it who's like, you know, their mum done something to them and they have a bulletproof hat and they have an alcoholism problem, and you could just roll up these like background details super fast. So, but that's the good thing about the Dungeon Crawl Classic system, is that not only does it do brilliant things with the magic where you roll on random tables and a great system where you go up and down a dice chain for bonuses, but it's also such it's ripe for modding, and lots of people have done it. We've played the main system for 2 whole campaigns, loved it. And also we've played these subsystems and read the subsystems that people have made in these mods, and they're also brilliant.
Yep.
As a result, if you want to get into a game that's got a lot of fucking legs, it's this one.
And it
Check
really
out.
allows you to focus on role-playing.
Exactly.
And the company's swell. You know, they do a lot of stuff.
They really do. They won Best Company before.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, so-
from us?
Yeah, from
Of
us.
course. I thought you meant from like an official
No, wait.
awarding body.
This is the only official
Oh, I
awarding
know
body.
that. I know
Look,
that.
the Ennies, they're
They're
What do they know?
subpar.
What do they know?
They don't know.
subpar, and they are officially devoid. That's right, everyone. The Annies have died. You heard it here first.
It's the Free Tea Awards now.
We're the new lot. Yeah, DCC, well done. Great fucking game. If you want to play an OSR game and you only want to play one, this has got to be it.
And the book's not even that expensive either.
25 quid for like 6,000
Massive.
pages.
Yeah, it's fucking massive.
Tome of a book.
Hardback.
Yeah.
You could kill someone with it.
I was just about to say that.
you could.
Joke stealer.
Doubles up as a gravestone.
I might do that, actually.
Here lies Harrison.
And the next award is for Best Published Adventure. And the categories are Death, Frost, Doom for Lamentations of the Flame Princess. Nearly said by the Flame Princess. The Hills Have Knives for Wise Guys. Poetry Night from Fear's Sharp Little Needles by Stygian Fox for Call of Cthulhu. And Tales of the Scarecrow by Lamentations of the Flame Princess. And the winner is Tales of the Scarecrow. Scarecrow. Well, Nick, you want to describe this adventure?
Oh, it's so good. We've spoke about it before, but it's a cracker. It's the one where the party have to venture through a cornfield, and little do they know that there's a giant monster below the cornfield, and it bursts its long tentacles through the corn and grabs them and stuff, and as soon as they walk through into the corn, they get lost, and they've got to try and get to the middle, and then they're stuck, and it's like almost like a siege battle, I guess. It's mental. It's so good.
There's all these little clues and things to get from a hut in the middle of the field, which is when you get there, things start kicking off.
Yeah, exactly.
But you modified the adventure slightly and had it that we were retrieving one of our party mates. It was it was a prequel.
Mm-hmm.
But it's super creepy as well.
Yeah.
Like, really, really creepy.
Totally. And like, it was really, because as you're moving through the corn, the tentacles start going up, and you move at half speed through the corn, so it's like really fucking difficult. And it's really good because it's a single scene and it's a whole night's worth of adventure.
Yeah, exactly. And people go, "Oh, just burn the corn down." No, it's magical corn. It
regrows the black.
Straighter back. Yeah, straighter back.
Straighter back, mate.
Straighter back, mate.
But yeah, it was pretty cool because it ended with us I think James, your character, was trying to make a break for the hut to rescue the guy, and I was on the floor with my gun trying to take an aim maneuver with my little bipod, and I was trying to shoot the tentacles, and it was such a scary adventure because it could just take you. And the funny thing is, is that the monster, if you attack the main body, all you're seeing is its like arms coming up through the ground. The main body has 1,000 hit die.
1,000 hit die.
So it's like 1,000 d6.
Yep, and its brain's below the house, which you don't realise, but its actual brain pan sits below the house. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a cracking adventure.
Really
It's
good.
so atmospheric and really cool. And
Yeah.
what I like is the foreword as well in it, where it says the artwork of the front cover doesn't actually make sense when you read the book, but he said, "But I got a piece of awesome artwork and I'm going to use it."
No, it's fair enough. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Really great. So yeah, it's Tales of the Scarecrow. If you can pick that one up, get it.
It's really good.
It's also in the Lamentations Adventure Anthology : Death.
Is that the one with the skull on the front?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they both
Yeah,
have
yeah,
skulls,
yeah.
but one skull is like in a dark room, the other one's on fire or some shit.
Something
I
like
can't
that. Cracking, though. That was one of the black pages. No, that's not the one with the black pages.
remember. It is.
Oh, it is?
Yeah,
really good. Really nice piece of work, that is, yeah.
And the next category is Best Artwork. And the nominations are Feast of Legends, the Wendy's RPG by Wendy's. Warhammer 4th Edition by Cubicle 7. Cypher System by Monty Cook Games. And Warhammer 4th Edition by Cubicle 7. And the winner is Warhammer 4th Edition. Hooray! What? That's so bad. Anyway, have a look at this,
James,
James.
check that out. Yes,
James,
mate.
you haven't seen this yet, so we'll get your reaction.
So wow. Well, firstly, I like the cover, the
Beautiful
front and back.
British book.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
I think it is.
Describe it to our listeners,
It's
the
got
art
like-
style.
Right. So the art style, it's kind of like how the fuck can I describe this? It's got like it's super awesome fantasy.
Your
but
mate's lost his hair, though.
Some of the yes, but some of like the sort of like the fur and the hair looks like quite realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fair way to describe it because it is sort of it's a realistic like epic fantasy type stuff. But if you open the first few pages, you'll see
Look
why.
at the map for
hell.
starters.
That map is huge.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So much detail. And that's
Glor-
just on the what's this bit called?
The inside cover.
yeah.
That's Glorious Reichland, mate.
Yeah.
And
Glossy
one of the
pages.
things I like about the artwork is it starts with this sort of introduction to the world, and it's these big double-page art spreads with like little
It's
notes
so
at
nice.
the bottom.
Yep.
And it's got basically Warhammer revolves around taking different jobs, and it's got about 100 jobs in there that you can take, and each one is its own unique piece of artwork.
Yep.
It's crazy how much effort has gone into the art for this game.
So much colour.
And like it's got this sort of gritty realism slash cartoonishness to it. It's very hard to describe, but just take a look at the preview on Drive Through RPG and you'll understand.
So good.
Mate, this artwork is banging.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It's
Beautiful.
like, and it's perfect continuity because you've got the recurring characters throughout it all.
Yeah, that's a
And
good
do you know
point.
what's really good? The old, the other one that we've got, is it second? No,
First
edition. So first edition came out in the late 80s, early 90s, I think. And even then, the art's pretty special. And they've really just kind of got even better in
I
this
can't
one.
imagine how much it costs to do this because it's one of the most
mate.
beautiful books I've seen.
Yeah, it really
The
is.
biggest shame about the artwork, though, is that it doesn't feature James Clark on the cover
No, I
anymore.
know.
Oh,
It sucks.
People may remember a meme that we did a while back where there's a guy on the cover of Warhammer First Edition. It looks like James when he's doing a very specific face. But
Yeah.
it's like, it really looks like him.
Oh, these monsters are sick.
Yeah.
So good. Do you know, it's so worth the wait. I mean,
Well, the thing about Warhammer 4th Edition is there's a grossness to it and,
Yeah.
and a diseasedness to
Yeah,
it.
that's
and it's,
right.
it's like sort of all plaguey. And
feculent.
the whole book really screams that. Like James said, the monsters are sick, but in the way that they're disgusting
Yeah.
and also good.
Yeah.
It's both meanings.
Bit of both there, yeah.
Yeah, so Warhammer 4th Edition, pick it up if you like good art. We haven't actually delved too much into the system yet, but we
We played the old one and it's fantastic. So
Yes. And the next category is for worst artwork. And the nominees are Tingleverse by Chuck Tingle, Fallout Wasteland Warfare by Modifius, Mythorog by Varg Vikernes, and Savage Tokusatsu by BPP Games. And the winner is Mythorog by Varg Vikernes. This is hilariously
it
bad.
has to be.
So, alright, now James, you've described the artwork of Warhammer. Describe the artwork of Mythorog that you saw earlier.
You know, like the kind of shit drawings you do as a kid of like swords.
It's on a napkin.
Yeah, no, not even on a napkin, but like you think that's really good because you're like you're about 2 seconds old, and you try really hard. Yeah, no, they're all like that, and there's like sort of there's about as long as your thumb, maybe.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I don't think any of them are actually as long as
It's
your
like
thumb.
they're mostly like really crap line drawings of weapons. No artwork of monsters. None of the world.
People,
nothing.
the world, no.
It's just and then
But it's filler. It's page filler. And
Well, we think that you bought just one pack of, like, I don't know, kid draws medieval
Stock art.
weapons, stock art, yeah.
Yeah, that was our theory. Like, because it seems like because on Drive Through RPG you can buy stock art, and there's probably a stock art pack of weapons, and he's bought that. But the worst example is where there's one page where, to sort of break up a few paragraphs and fill in the page, like James said, there's a picture of a staff, and it's just a long rectangle. That's it. That's all it is. And it's supposed to be a weapon. It's just a rectangle filled in brown.
Yeah, they literally look like some of them on a couple of pages that I saw just before they started the section. I saw that they've got 3 shields, but they place them on the page like they're paragraphs because they're literally filling up space.
Yeah. Oh, it's so bad.
Yeah,
and the thing is, other than that, there's no artwork. So this definitely wins. His excuse in the book, as far as I recall, was that tabletop games are about imagination, so he didn't want to put.
So go
loads of
use
artwork
your
in
fucking
it.
imagination.
It's like,
You might as well have just done without.
well,
better that way.
It's nothing to do with the fact that maybe Varg couldn't afford artwork.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
I mean, the cover is really nice, but it's by Theodore Ketelson, but it's public domain artwork. If you go onto any fucking black metal page, you'll see everyone using that artwork. But yeah, so the inside artwork.
Worthy winner.
Worthy winner. Well done, Varg.
Well done, Varg.
Don't kill us. He is a known murderer, James. Like, he actually is.
But he's alright, he's miles away.
Yeah, he's fine. Well, if he can't afford artwork, he can't afford to get on a plane and come and murder us. So we'll be all right. Just to clarify, though, we're not being elitist about people having money.
No, because we ain't got none either.
Exactly. That's why our artwork is also public domain. We just picked better stuff. Next category is Best Setting. And the nominees are Wise Guys by Just Insert Imagination, Mutant Cruel Classics by Goodman Games, Warhammer 4th Edition by Cubicle 7, and Judge Dredd in the Worlds of 2000 AD adventure game, role-playing game, tabletop game by Rebellion and EN Publishing. And the winner is... Sorry, Motorbike came in briefly there.
That was a really terrible drum roll.
Wise Guys by Just Insert Imagination.
Yeah, boy.
So the reason it won Best Product is because as a toolkit, it is amazing. But as a setting as well, it's amazing because...
It's jizz-worthy.
It is just,
God.
But he is right. He is right.
Yeah, can't argue with that.
The thing about it is that the way the setting is laid out is it gives you all of the great locations in Vegas, which is where the setting primarily takes place, and it gives you sub-locations within those. So it might be like, here's downtown, and then here's this location. And I remember the example we gave when we did our sort of book review for it was that they had sort of a Caesar's Palace stand-in, and it would give you adventure hooks as to each part of the town. So not only does it give you a location and a description, it gives you things to do there. It gives players things to get invested in each place. And that, for me, is kind of what it makes the best setting. But one of the best things is the denizens section, which we forgot to talk about in our review. So... Well, as I mentioned, I was really ill when I wrote that review, but the fact is that it's got all the big players from the scene, and now you can buy cards with all those players on it. In addition, you've got the contacts as well, which is one of the best fucking parts of the game. And you two are actually contacts in the game.
We're contacts.
Yeah.
James is a male prostitute, and Nick is a...
Loan shark.
Loan shark, yeah, there we go. So yeah, did you know, James, that I asked Eric to make you that?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man.
Yeah.
But the picture is fitting, though.
Cavernous
James, the Wise Guys and Just Insert Imagination and Mornay. Don't forget Mornay.
Don't forget Mornay.
He gets enraged if you do.
I would.
No, they asked for people to send in their pictures, so they had a reference picture, and James sent in a big fucking starey picture. He's got his hair tied up on the top of his head.
Yeah, I was topless as well.
Yeah. I think
originally.
They put a shirt on you, I think.
Yeah, they did. They did. Dude,
It's too hot.
It's like nobody wants to see that.
It's too hot.
He said the dude who did the artwork. I saw it on Facebook. He goes, "No word of a lie. This guy sent me. Originally, he was topless, but he was too distracting. I had to put a shirt on him."
Cover that up.
Yeah, so the this is kind of more about the product than it is the setting. I guess it's all one thing, but realistically, the cool thing about the contacts is you can use them in the game like adventure cards, and they're sort of they give you an ability.
Yeah.
You know, if you get it with this character enough, you know, if you get on their good books. So the whole setting's amazing. It's Vegas, it's the 90s, it's gangsters, and it's got so much detail, and so much detail that's useful in a game, which is what makes it fucking perfect.
Oh yeah, that's the biggest thing.
So yeah, bravo to all that worked on that. You're great.
You're all great.
You're okay.
If Vegas
You're
isn't
okay.
your thing, there might be a London one coming.
But listen, I want to say for all of my shirtless people out there, you've been discriminated against for too long. Don't shirt the shirtless.
Go shit.
Hashtag. Right. Next category is worst setting. And to be honest, it's been a bloody good year. This is more of a discussion than it is anything else. We haven't actually... A lot of the stuff we thought was going to be bad ended up being all right.
Yeah.
So Mythorog could have been a contender for this, but the setting wasn't terrible. It's just, it was a pretty dull product overall.
Yeah.
Wendy's RPG, fucking brilliant. Tingleverse, really fucking good. And it just turned out that all the stuff we thought would be for a laugh was fucking good.
Actually, really good, yeah.
And you know, the Wendy's RPG, it even gave us our new sort of table saying when something gets a bit hot, bit crazy up in there. We all say Costa del Spicy.
It's a bit Costa del Spicy.
Which was the location from Wendy's. And realistically, the only bad thing I've reviewed this year, and it was on and played or anything, was Frozen Skies. And this is essentially it's a plane setting where you play planes. You play pilots in planes flying around a frozen wasteland. And this is easily not the worst setting this year, but the worst setting I've ever read in my life. The setting makes no sense. Basically, two people were warring over grain, and basically the people got fed up, and they thought, oh, we might die. So where did they go? Antarctica, where there was 100% chance of death, and now they're flying around in planes. They can't even grow food, so they have to rely on people that are pilots, which bear in mind are rare even in this world, right? To get food, because they decided to move to somewhere where there was 100% chance of death.
Fuck all this arguing over food. We're going to go somewhere where there's no food.
There's no food, and
retard.
the weather will kill us. Like, it's so dumb. And then, not to mention the game is stupid, right? There's one edge in there. It's for Savage Worlds, and there's one edge in there that says now you can use fighting using agility instead of strength. Well, it uses agility already, so I mean, you can tell this guy doesn't know the system. The dogfight rules are okay, but they're kind of pointless, and it is just the worst thing I've ever read. But fair play to the guy that wrote it, Stephen Hughes, because he actually listened and took on board what I said about his game, and he's doing a rewrite of it, and he's getting somebody to redo the rules and bring it up to standard. So
positive. See, we don't try to be mean. We just try to say it how it is.
Honest.
I was just being honest, and to be fair, I think Stephen Hughes is a really nice guy, so I did feel guilty saying what I said, but it's just an honest review.
But then if you hadn't said it, and then he hears about it later on down the line and stuff, wouldn't you rather just know?
Don't forget.
And we're all going to get a better product for it.
Exactly.
And certainly, if he improves it, I would love to play a dogfighting fucking RPG. That'd be sick.
Don't forget about the improvements that a certain Soroy made once from a bunch
we've done
Exactly.
that. And also, let's not mention the bookmarks. We've got multifunctional bookmarks now.
Well, I would always give props to people that actually listen to criticism rather than getting annoyed by it. So but we don't do that. So we are hypocrites.
That other guy, that's true. The other guy got annoyed about it, but still rewrote it anyway.
He said we were idiots, and he's like, don't listen.
Common denominator.
But then he was like, however, I do agree with what they said.
And I have rewritten everything because I'm shit.
Well, I've got some more to say about him later, actually, funny enough.
Hey.
The next award is for Best Gaming Soundtrack. Ooh. And this is music to play along when you play games. And so, the nominees are Fable 2 OST, Fiendish Imp, World of Warcraft 8-hour relaxing playlist, and the Best of Soft Jazz. So I put the jazz one on when we were playing a game once, but the winner is the World of Warcraft 8-hour relaxing playlist. See, the trouble is with most soundtracks and most lengths is that they're too short for when you play a game.
Story of my life.
Yeah, I don't even know what I mean.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, so like we'll often put on like the Destiny soundtrack, Fable 2, and they're brilliant, but they last 2 hours, and then we're at the mercy of YouTube's random algorithm.
Oh my god, sometimes it can be horrendous. Yeah, you want a nice long one, because let's be honest, most game sessions 4 or 5 hours.
Especially when we used to listen to Dungeon Synth, and we'd start off with the ones we liked, and as the YouTube got more and more into, there's some really fucking shit Dungeon Synth would come on. But now, the World of Warcraft one has an 8-hour playlist. It's ambient music, so it doesn't get on your nerves, and we'll pretty much just loop that through our
It's really
fantasy
good.
games.
Yeah, it's really good. Although I must say the recently we've had a little bit of Fable on, and that's very nice as well.
That's
Yeah.
brilliant music.
Yeah.
British composers as
Yeah.
well.
It's
They've
very
got a
good.
few because you've got the Fable OST, and then it always
Fable and
moves.
Chill.
Yeah, it always moves on to the Fable and Chill. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
very good.
it's
Very good.
nice. Yeah.
Very
Yeah, I love those.
And what was your? I was about to say, what was your little tip for finding good stuff? Just put "and chill" at the end.
Yeah, if you want good ambient music, just put and chill. So, for example, we put on the Zelda soundtrack once, but
Yep.
it was Zelda and chill, and it's people that have made like really chill, fucking lo-fi Zelda beats and stuff.
It's cracking.
Good
Yeah.
shit, man.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, so World of Warcraft music. Okay, everyone knows it's good, but it gets an award. There you go,
winner.
Blizzard.
There you
But also, Blizzard, stop it.
Yeah, Blizzard.
Stop it.
Well, I want to make a whole episode on that.
Yeah, we have to.
Yeah,
man.
we'll do that in the new year.
And the next award is for shittest Kickstarter stretch goal
Ever. No,
And the
shit.
nominees are Savage Swirls for Beginners, Puppets by Bobby Evans, and Savage Swirls for Beginners, Puppets by Bobby Evans. Alright, listeners, let me tell you a little story, right? Because this guy, man, Bobby Evans, there's no doubt what he does for the Savage Worlds community is actually, you know, I don't think it's very good, but everyone else seems to like it. But the thing is, right, he does this YouTube video where the mic quality is so bad. Let me just do a... That's what it sounds like, right? And you can barely hear what they're saying. And he does this podcast. And but he also does, like, game reviews for Savage Worlds. And behind him, taped to the wall, and I can't fucking fathom why, is packaging for maps, right? So let me give you an example. So, fuck it. You know those, like, little sort of goes... It's like a bit of cardboard that goes round your sort of, like, map... like battle maps, right?
Tubes.
Yeah.
He's got those, and he's unfurled it, taped it to a wall, so it's like the Savage Worlds ETU cover for his maps, and he's taped it to the wall behind him. It's bizarre.
taped it?
I don't know if he's. I think, like, if I'm being mean and he's actually mentally ill, like, I'm sorry, but it's really weird. Like, he's got packaging for all of his games taped to the wall behind him, and then this is the kind of guy you're dealing with, right? And then he comes out with this thing where he says he's going to start making Savage Worlds for Beginners videos. And the logo made it look like it said Savage Swirls for Beginners. So all the comments on his Kickstarter, whenever he posted it, were just people saying Savage Swirls. To the point where the admins on the Savage Worlds official Facebook group had to come out and say, can we stop making Savage Swirls jokes now, please,
We're going to have to
guys?
switch this up. Yeah.
And everyone started saying, I'm sworry. It was so good.
We love you, savages.
Anyway, for his Kickstarter video, and I'm sorry this is a long story, but for his Kickstarter video, it was him running around his house with his camera at an upwards angle, pointing up his fucking nose. And like, most of it was like right near his mouth, and you could hear the spit, and he's like, his big mouth was like over the camera lens. And then he's saying, listen, man, we've come a long way since we started. We didn't have proper lights, and now we've got them. And it's just lamps from his house behind him, washing out the entire camera shot. And then he says for his beginner videos that he's going to do, he's the stretch goal, if he gets 12 grand or 25 grand or something like this.
He's going to buy a new house with new lights.
yeah. Before this, we didn't even have a house, and now we've got one. And it's just a shed out back. He says, anyway, for like just a ridiculous sum of money, he's going to get puppets to demonstrate Savage Worlds rules. So it's going to be like, oh, what's a test of wills? I'll show you.
What the fuck, man?
Oh, God. And I was just like, look, I'm all for that series. Sounds like a great idea. He's not the guy that should be making it, honestly, but the thing is, the puppets, why is that necessary?
No.
Just use your mouth.
Yeah.
Put some fucking miniatures down and roll dice.
Yeah, that would do. A really, really good channel that does that is Dungeon Craft. Whenever he's demonstrating in-game rules, he'll put minis down and film it and show you how it works. But he does do it in a really fucking cool way. But yeah, we don't need the puppets thing. I was baffled.
There it is. Just
Savage Swirls. So these guys have just seen the logo.
He's got a big S.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Savage Swirls. Yeah, and so the puppets, man, like, I just...
Puppets.
Every year, I think, there's the shittest Kickstarter stretch goal category, there's going to be nothing that wins it. And every year, I'm surprised, man.
Oh, that's hurt.
All right,
I'm going to check these videos out. I didn't see this new lighting.
Oh, it's bad. We'll watch it on the break. Next category is Best Indie Product. And the nominees are Cyber Sprawl Classics by Brent Alt, Vornheim by Zach S. Don't judge me. Cyber Sprawl Classics by Brent Alt and Misspent Youth by Robert Bowl. And the winner is Cyber Sprawl Classics by Brent Alt. Hey, guys, calm down because we're talking about our god here.
Yeah, it's true.
Right, respect.
Respect him.
But do you like free things, and do you like mods for Dungeon Crawl Classics? If the answer is yes, then yes.
You also like 3 different fucking issues of it.
Yeah, 3 magazines. The first one is the classes, how to roll them up, things like this, a little bit of gear. Second one, it has gear and stuff like it has gear like new laptop weapon mods, things like this. Cyber decks they're called. I just remembered. And the third one, I believe, I haven't had a chance to read it yet.
It's just come out.
Yeah, it has I think monsters in there and things like this. So he's releasing each bit. But to be fair. For free. And they look beautiful. And not only that, the website that he's got for it.
The website.
It's got little tools on there, and it looks like a website from the early 90s. It's like
so good.
It's really fucking cool.
We'll show you on the break.
It looks like you're hacking into the Matrix when you're using it. It's got like you can generate runs for your characters to do on there and stuff.
The guy's an absolute genius.
I should describe what it is. It's basically a sort of Shadowrun upgrade that makes sort of a Shadowrun type game playable within DCC.
Yep.
Except it doesn't really have magic in it, but it does have a lot of the classes from Shadowrun. But you could easily put magic from DCC in there and make it the best game in the world.
Of course, it's based on DCC, isn't it?
But it's exactly, and
it's all fat. It's literally, it's all, like I said, it's all free. It's not for profit. It's for the love of the game. This guy's a genius.
And let's talk about the good things it does. So the weapon mods is amazing. The character classes are extremely well built, and you use the DCC rules. But the best thing is, let's talk about decking, because decking is like hacking in Shadowrun, and it always takes ages. And there's no real way to abstract it out because the things you're doing in the deck are taking milliseconds.
Yep.
So you couldn't have things going on at the same time as people decking. And this solves everything by making it as simple as a couple of die rolls.
Yep.
That's it.
Exactly.
And you can do a hacking scene in less than a minute if you were just doing die rolls and no description. And now they use the magic system to have it as programs that the hackers execute. So in DCC, you roll random on magic tables and you see what result you get. And now that's the way hacking works. And the better your hacking skill is, the more likely you are to get higher results.
Yeah.
So for example, you could send out an EMP from a device that you've hacked into, and that's exactly what Nick did when he hacked into a till. Or a cash register, and he sent out an EMP, and it could be as simple as everything in a 5-meter radius goes down, that till goes down, or everything in the city goes down if you roll high enough.
If you roll really well, yeah.
It's a beautifully designed, elegantly designed system. Exactly, smart. And we've had a blast playing it. It's a shame that we didn't really get to play more because of my stupid life. But it is such a great setting and a free product.
We'll be back.
Yeah, we'll be back. We're coming back with APs next year. We are going to announce that at the beginning of the end of this podcast.
Yeah.
So the next category is worst indie product, and the nominees are GURPS Sex and She Bleeds for Lamentations of the Flame Princess. And the winner is She Bleeds for Lamentations of the Flame Princess. So, She Bleeds is a supplement where it's period magic. And I don't mean as in it's set in the Middle Ages. I mean...
It's vagina period magic.
A period in America is a full stop, right?
Yeah. So it's not that easy.
It's a full blot.
It's the woman's... James.
No, but that's like... They'd say that in the book because they're just trying to be edgy.
No, James is right, actually. Yeah. And it was literally that. To be fair, the woman who wrote it, her description of it, how she was trying to say that, periods are a crazy beast and they're unpredictable, and that's what this book was trying to be. I get that.
Yeah, but it's a bit too artsy to...
And when they put like the lamentation sort of sheen on it and tried to make it horrific, it just became about being horrific for horrific's sake, trying to be edgy for no reason. And lamentations,
too feminist as well.
Yeah, exactly. It was too much about the feminism thing when yes, it's about women, but to be fair, in that book, the effects can happen to men as well.
Yeah.
So I get it, but I just don't like products that have an agenda, and I don't like products that go for shock value for the sake of it. And I think Lamentations has always been better than that.
Oh, totally. Yeah, that's the thing.
Often their products are shocking, but they're shocking because it pertains to something in the game and gives it gameplay connotations.
And it's balanced.
Everything else, where it's shocking.
It's well balanced. It's fine.
Look at the first adventure you and I ever played, James. The Blood in the Chocolate. There are shocking moments.
Well, fuck me. Some of the moments we thought like Matt Stark was just putting our leg and like
making it
having
up.
A laugh, and just like, and he's like, no, it's written right here in the book. And we're like,
there's an Oompa Loompa orgy going on.
And it's just like, oh right, okay.
But the shock value is surprising, and it also has a gameplay connotation because your characters, they see see this and they might be taken aback, and the Oompa Loompas get surprised, things like this.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lamentations can be better than that, and I believe it should be, and that's why She Bleeds wins. This award.
So awesome.
And you know, we've got nothing against feminism, but just products that have a stupid agenda. It just gets on my nerves. Next category is Best Dice or Dice Set, and the nominees are Antique Dice by TDSO, Halvesies Dice by John Rott, Antique Dice by TDSO, James is headbanging, Coplo Opaque Ivory Set.
Oh, they are nice.
And the winner is Antique Dice by TDSO.
Ooh, so nice.
They are, man.
They're cool.
I got these for the Deadlands campaign, and essentially they are dice that look old and dirty.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
They're proper nice. They got like the nice kind of rusticness, to them.
Brushed. Yeah.
But they're so nice.
It's got a weird, like, smooth feel to it.
Yeah,
as well.
they do.
It's really
yeah.
weird.
They're real smooth.
Feel really good.
They roll well.
Yeah,
They do. And so, yeah, it's a good fucking dice set.
And
What
they're
more can you say?
readable as fuck as well.
And they're really reasonably priced. Check out Game Store Online. I think there's a sale on at the moment. Or there
You mean
was.
Dice Shop Online, not Game Store Online?
Game Store Online. Game Store Online. The game. Fucking hell. The Dice Shop Online.
Yeah, and get a set of these. Antique Dice by TDSO. They're
Absolutely.
really good.
Very good.
Next award is for Game Store Online.
It's for bloody.
Bloody Best Game Accessories Company, and the nominees are All Rolled Up, Dice Bags by Jen Judd, All Rolled Up, and Brighton 3D. And the winner is All Rolled Up.
Yes.
We do have a policy of not having the same winner on multiple years, but other game accessory companies sort your shit out.
Yeah.
They're All Rolled Up.
They're just leading,
winning,
aren't they?
They're
In
absolutely
everything.
winning.
Yeah.
Right, stop talking over each other, you fucking idiots.
Why you shut yourself?
But yeah, so they make dice roll-up sort of accessories. It's
Dice
like
trays
a
also.
pouch dice tray, and
Yeah.
they're all rolled ups, which is their sort of flagship product. It's a little sort of, you know how we have like a toolkit where
That's it.
you can roll it out.
Yep.
It's like that, but it's got your pencils, your notepad, your dice, everything you need to play a game.
Exactly.
All rolled up. That's why it's got that name. But I just want to give a shout out to Brighton 3D. I was going to sort of argue for these to be the winner because that dice tower has brought so much joy to our game.
Do you know what?
It was made by Brighton 3D.
That's how I felt because it wasn't until I was looking at the nominations. I was like, how is the Dice Tower not on there? I think it's because it's so new. It's not even kind of registered. With us yet.
It's stupid how many because we have a lot of weird table mannerisms and words that and it's stupid how many have come up now. Like if you roll a dice and it lands on the roof, that don't count. If it goes down the stairs, people have got special techniques for dunking it into the thing.
One got banned the other day because Ryan kept getting the crit.
Yeah, he kept laying it on the top on the 20 and then just like knocking it down the stairs.
Nushing it down the stairs, and for some reason it would most often than not come out the same number, and we're not sure why. If you roll it normally in there, it'll come out a different number.
What was funny though is like we'll give it one more chance, otherwise it gets banned, and then when it rolled again. I mean, the whole tower was going to get banned at one point because we thought it was a bit broken, and then we tried it again and it wouldn't do it. It was like, okay, it's fine.
Yeah, it's because it knew. It's because it knew we were watching. I mean, you can see how superstitious we are. But the funny thing is, I was going to nominate them for the winner because they really, that Dice Tower is amazing, and so many are
It's robust as shit, man.
Yeah, and so many are way too expensive. You can usually spend 40 quid on one. This was 16, which is fucking awesome. But I had a look at her website to see what other gaming accessories she makes, and it turns out she's not really a gaming accessories company, but she makes a couple. She does a lot of 3D printed stuff, including what I saw. It was called the Willy Penis Funny Keyring.
Oh right, yeah.
Is that its actual name?
Great for Hendu. That was what it said. So yeah, that's they had loads of shit like that. It was like a penis on a keyring. It'd be like the Coke symbol, but it says like cunt or something like this.
Oh no! Maybe we should send her a letter going, your Dice Towers, just stick with them.
Yeah, stick with the RPG stuff.
They're great.
So I was like, I would nominate her, but all our listeners are going to go there and be like, what are these fuckers
What's
doing?
all this penis everywhere?
Yeah, so that was the first thing I saw in there. It was like Dice Tower, mini Dice Tower.
Penis.
And it was called. It literally said Willy Penis Keyring, great for Hendu.
Great for Hindu. So yeah, okay. So I can't win for that. So
all rolled up, but get a Dice Tower from Brighton 3D.
because they're great, but not the get a penis if you want. It's up to you.
Get a penis if you want. Look, it's up to you, man. If you want a penis keyring, that is your
Go for
choice.
it. Fill
We
your
are
boots.
pro-choice on this podcast.
My main goal is to blow up. And then act like I don't know nobody.
Next award goes to Best Damn Goblin Game 2019, and the nominees are Saga of the Goblin Horde by Richard Woolcock 4 times. And the winner is Saga of the Goblin Horde by Richard Woolcock.
Yes!
I don't know if
Retard.
it's time to retire this joke.
No,
but
it's not, though.
We do want to
No,
keep...
but he's constantly, every year, he's doing upgrades, he's
still
doing
working.
enhancements, he's still doing stuff. He's got everything up
That's
there.
true. New adventures and shit as well, yeah.
That was the third year, so Rich, that's your hat trick of
That's
awards.
your hat trick.
Yeah.
That's-
Is it still pay what you want?
Yes. No, it's free. It's
It's
free.
free, isn't it?
It's free.
But didn't he have any? Oh no, that was something else. Yeah, it was
Yeah, well,
free.
he's got loads of products that are awesome, but...
But this is another thing. You know the whole archetypes?
Yeah,
Free.
free.
And
Yeah,
there's loads
so
of them.
all the archetypes are free, all the adventures are free, the whole
not
fucking
£10?
book is free.
Oh,
No,
he's
not
got his
even
card
£10.
decks that perfectly complement the saga as well.
Yeah.
They're paid for, but
But that's because you've got to pay for the
you pay for the bloody card. But you can print them yourself and then whatever.
The
But,
cool thing is that Saga of the Goblin Horde is a game where you play as goblins in Savage Worlds,
yeah, you're
right?
the baddies for once.
You're the baddies, and it's a well-designed game where you're a goblin boss and you have flunkies, your little minions that you can chuck in front of damage and use it to re-roll shit.
Meat shield.
They've even got a new rule, which I think we spoke about last year, where you can get them to do shenanigans. You roll on a
Yes.
random shenanigans table, and you get a Benny, but your minions do something fucking stupid. And in
they
the
do
case
some
of my
weird
ones,
stuff.
some of them started taking psychedelic mushrooms. Some of them started jumping off a cliff. Yeah, so it's fucking brilliant. And it's if you want to play goblins, this is the best way to do it. I know there's D&D ones. I know there's the goblins game, but this is the best one. Sorry, they don't even get nominations.
They don't get nominations.
It's not worth it.
But this one's
just-
free, and he includes instructions on his website of how to print your own copy of it on Lulu, and you can pick up a copy of this, your own special copy that you've made for about £7. So
Yeah.
fucking do
And
it.
if there's ever an opportunity where you could have it run by Richard Woolcock himself, fucking go there.
I mean, that is quite a rare experience, but we were lucky enough to
If
have
you're in
that.
Germany, knocking around a goblin hove.
I think he lives in Munich, and his address is as follows:
Best damn goblin game, third time in a row.
Yeah.
Street.
Street. the castle.
But yeah. So anyway, yeah, check it out. If you want to play goblins, this is the best way to do it. It really is. We've got a few more awards to give, so we're going to try and power through these.
Yeah.
And the next category is the best RPG podcast. And the awards, and the nominees are The Adventure Zone, The Murder Hobo Show, Sounds Like Crows, and the film Reroll. And the award goes to Sounds Like Crows.
Yeah.
So this is a Deadlands podcast, and it's Crows, Crows. That was difficult for me. So essentially, all the characters in it are the Crows family. Their surname is Crow, and Deadlands, of course, is a Weird West type game, and these guys play it. But the GM describes everything as a cinematic shot, and so, for example, he'll say like. The camera pans down. We see some dusty boots walking on an old trail. Panning up, we see 2 long irons at his hip. And then, as he adjusts his belt, he spits out some tobacco into a spittoon. You describe your character. And it's
wicked,
like,
yeah.
Oh, he's way better than that,
So
by the way.
good.
But it's all accompanied by this beautiful, like, relaxing, like, sort of old West guitar music. And the story is that the guys, they go home one day and see that their mother's been killed, hanging in their barn when they're all meeting up for the first time in ages. And they're trying to find her killer. It is fucking fantastic. And because they're American, they know their shit about the Civil War, which
Yep.
is why I set my game in Dark Tower and not in America.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the next award is for Industry Rad Dude of the Year. And the nominees are Bruce Cunnington of the DCC RPG community, Sean Richer of Orbital Intelligence, and Eric Lamoureux of Just Insert Imagination and the Wild Die podcast. And the award goes to Sean Bloody Richer of Orbital Intelligence. This guy, I mean, let's be perfectly honest, he has buttered us up a lot. For
Big
this.
time.
But I helped him out in the very, very early days of his most recent product, Terror of the Stratosphere, which is a great supplement for like crazy alien shit for DCC. And as a result, he sent us a copy each
Yep.
for all of our table
Yep.
for every edition. For the first edition, the 1.5 edition, and when he heard Nick got Troika, he sent in the Troika editions
Bless
along
him.
with
Thank
his
you.
weird book with the weird name with the weird art that we can't remember.
But we love it. Yeah.
But the thing is that I was speaking to him the other day actually, and we were talking about how if you want to get a product published for Savage Worlds, it needs to be something out there, something different. That's sort of their remit, how Savage Worlds get published. And he was like, "Should I publish this for Savage Worlds?" And I'm like, "Well, yes. There's nothing more different than what
You ain't kidding, yeah.
You've got like the character classes in Stratusfiend is like fucking gladiatrixes. They're giant like beasts that have circular saws all over their body. There's a Satcaster who gets their powers from a satellite,
that's
and
the
they
one.
can't cast indoors.
That's it, yeah.
And it's just crazy stuff. But the
brilliant.
way he does his products as a one-man band, and this is why he's winning, is because he puts the extra in. His book is a 60-page zine.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
and that's like 3 times the size of the normal DCC magazines, and the artwork is so good. And he commissioned it all himself, and it looks amazing. In the next edition, I'm going to give a little sneak preview. There's a elevator god with coming up. There's one with loads of arms, and on the end of those arms, there's arms, and on the end of those arms, there's arms.
More arms.
And if he's your patron, it's all arm-based spells.
Wicked.
Like or limbs growing. So yeah, the guy's a nutter, and he makes
Yeah.
a good product, and he does it all by himself. And
Passion is unreal.
Exactly, and it just looks better than anything out there, and the writing is stellar. And it's what I like is the artistry of it, where he leaves a lot of it up to imagination as well. So very, very good.
He's a cool dude. He's a rad dude.
And the second to last award is for Industry Douche of the Year. We're changing it from the C word. We're trying to be a bit more professional. But the only nominee from everyone in the RPG
In the
industry
land.
is Zach Sabbath, aka Zach S, aka Zach Smith. Hey.
What's his porn name?
I think
Oh,
it's
Zach Sabbath,
Zach
that's it,
Sabbath,
yeah.
that was it. So, ex-porn actor Zach S.
Known for.
known for abuse.
Wikipedia.
I saw a great meme, and I know we're being irreverent about something that is quite serious, but somebody made a meme of him where it's his Wikipedia page, and on Wikipedia it always says known for, and his just says abuse. So essentially, if the allegations are true, which a lot of stuff is pointing to it being true, Zach S was very, very, very abusive in one of the most disgusting ways to his ex-girlfriend. And we're not going to go into details, it's irrelevant, but the fact of the matter is that a lot of people started coming forward and saying that he was doing it as well, and he makes SPF look like kindergarten.
Yeah, he pales in comparison.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I mean, SPF going into a restaurant and stroking somebody's hair, then you got Zach S
Who's doing that stuff?
who's doing that stuff. I mean, let me say this. I'm going to go... I hate getting political on this podcast, but why is it that all male feminists in the RPG industry ending up being creeps?
Yeah.
First there was Justin Soroy, right? Then SPF. Sort of, he was like... in Dragon Ball, when the bad guys keep getting better and better. First there was Justin Soroy.
2 health bars.
Then there was SPF, and now Zach S. He's like Cell, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god, his power is off the charts!
He's got a power level of 2 million! His abuse level is... my abuseometer is exploding! So yeah, Zach S, man, he's a scumbag, and the saddest thing about all of this is he's a fucking good writer.
Yeah, he is.
Which is annoying, but that's him out the industry now. He's gone, and
Screw that guy, but
Good
go
riddance.
check out Von Heim because it's very good.
well, if you're buying the products now, he's not getting any money for
Yeah,
it.
exactly,
So fuck
so
it, buy a
don't worry.
second-hand edition, get one because they're good products. But this guy is a monster, an actual monster.
Yeah.
Look up the whole saga yourself and look into it because it's too sad for this podcast. Sorry.
Exactly, and we don't want to go on about it this time of the year.
Right. So, the final award is the People's Choice Award.
Oh, this is no.
I just want to say thank you to everyone that voted. This is probably the most we've ever got from people writing in and voting.
Absolutely, yeah.
And
yeah,
there
yeah.
are a lot of people. Somebody voted for Eric Lamoureux as the People's Choice, and this could be anything. It could be a person, a product, an RPG system,
Whatever
a
you
store.
like.
It could be an utterance in a game that you played once. But it just so happens that there were 2 runaway winners that tied, that got more nominations than anything
Yeah,
else.
yeah.
And that is, first of all, the Lankmar DCC box set.
Now,
Fucking hell,
I've not had the pleasure of getting my hands on this yet, but what I've heard about it is that it's absolutely incredible.
I've got it, and it's been such a busy few months. I've had no chance to read it.
Yeah.
But I love Fritz Leiber's work, and I think it's amazing. Leiber, whatever. And I've had a look at the artwork and the way it looks. And as a package, you get a fuckload of adventures. You get a GM screen. You get the world book, the GM's book, and a player book. And you get a map of Lankmar as well, which is beautifully illustrated by, I think, Doug Kovacs, but I'm not sure.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, that guy. Anyway, just an amazing box set, and I can see why the people chose it, because a lot of people are having a lot of fun, and there's rules in the Lankmar box set that have now sort of become standard in DCC, because people are using them and everything, like Fleeting Luck, so you've got bennies in DCC now. And it's really cool. As far as I know how it works, as I said, I haven't had a proper chance to read it, but as far as I know, the way it works is your luck are represented by tokens, and every time you do something cool or whatever, you can get one. Yeah. But then, as soon as you roll a crit fail, all your luck runs out.
Oh, they go. That's nice. I like that.
So you could have a stack of 17 sitting in front of you, but then suddenly, boof,
that's
gone.
interesting. Now, forgive my ignorance. Lankmar, was that originally a book?
It was a series of
games have it. Don't they?
A series of novellas, and I believe that they license it out to different people. So Savage Worlds have their own version of Lankmar. DCC does. AD&D had one. Rollmaster did too. So there isn't a system in the world that doesn't have Lankmar. But as far as I'm aware, the DCC one looks amazing, and the Fleeting Luck is cool.
Well, it's DCC, mate.
And the cool thing is, it's only got 3 classes in Lankmar.
Really?
So now you differentiate them on the way you play the class and the options you take, which is fucking really cool.
Very cool. Well, thank you, people.
And the second People's Choice Award goes to Wise Guys.
Oh, it wasn't just us being horrendously biased then.
Other people.
that proves it's good, right? Because we've spoken enough about Wise Guys on this podcast, but it's a damn well-deserved People's Choice Award. So I think that means Wise Guys has won 3 awards this year.
It's absolutely killed it this year.
Well done, Eric.
Well done.
Well done, Eric and Monet.
Yeah, and well done to Goodman Games for making a good Lankmar.
Yeah, you've done a good one.
You've done a good one. Right,
man.
Let's go for a break. I'm bored.
Yeah, I'm knackered.
Fucking, you are fucking. You fucking, you bloody. You bloody. Bastard bitch. Fuck you. Bloody, fuck you, bloody.
So this is a new segment called A Minute with Steve Jackson. Obviously, Steve Jackson, game creator of GURPS, and as Car Wars, some other stuff, but he's a very busy man, and he can only give us a minute of his time. We wanted to give him a platform to just give his advice, for a minute, once every episode. And so here's his minute that he's given to us. You know what I'd like to punch? A toddler. See you later, fuckers. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was Steve Jackson there.
Insightful.
Hopefully next time some RPG-related stuff. But thank you, Steve, for coming into the studio.
And taking a minute of your time.
Yeah. Next up, we're going to go on to Electro Letters and read your mail.
In the future, you will be able to send a letter or parcel from anywhere on the planet. This, sir, is the Electro Letter.
So, this time on Electro Letters, it was your most cherished gaming memories of the year. And it's cherished.
That's the correct pronunciation.
Timothy Excellency Peer comes in and he says, in a game of Tavern Tales, Dungeons and Dragoning 40,000, I was able to retire my longest played character. The clown was and had been there when the first mortal soul in the galaxy knew joy. He had existed to spread humour and joy since the very first cringing hominid stood erect and then slipped on a banana peel. His last day among mortals was so very different. He had been forced to take a cartoonishly gloved hand in mortal affairs when the forces of chaos and their foul minions began to wage war upon the Great Wheel. He did battle with his dark mirror and fought countless horrors, all with a bike horn honk and more than a few pies. Upon a Blackstone fortress battling the evil wizard Zargothagrax or something like that, over the fortress world of Cadia, with a mighty bend of his will, he slipped the whole Blackstone fortress into a warp tear, saving the world from utter annihilation. Godly Clown, anyone?
Godly Clown, anyone? That's pretty epic.
We haven't Godly Clown?
I don't think I've ever heard of a Godly Clown.
Give me a
before.
slice of Godly Clown.
We forgot the bloody Godly Clown Award.
Oh,
and the Godly Clown Award goes to...
clown from that game.
There you go.
Well done.
The next one comes in from Owen Lean. He says, watching the wild cards run my ETU adventure horror for the holidays. Thanks for including absolutely no description in there. But essentially, the wild cards are like Critical Role, but for Savage Worlds. ETU is an investigative game that takes place in a school, and Horror for the Holidays is an adventure Owen wrote for that setting set at Christmas with a bad Santa. Man.
Bad Santa.
Bud Santa.
Bad Santa, man. Yo, man, go roll them with a sleigh, yeah?
He's a roller. Come on, bad Santa, man. You do that.
Alright, sorry.
Man, get Rudolph. So the next one comes in from Shogun Pumba, and he says, obviously, tough guys at Dragon Meet and meeting you guys.
Oh, feel warm.
Yeah, that was a fun-ass game, man.
Yeah.
Tough Guys is the London expansion to Wise Guys that me and Nick worked on, not by us, but if you think we are, fuck you. But no, yeah, we had a great time running that. Craziest game I've ever played in a while. We had 8 players, right? 7 of which were gangsters, because I had 7 pre-gens, and the other one was a Shakespearean actor from Nick and I's adventure, Whacked in the Wicket.
Yeah.
So
we
constantly had the guys beating people up, doing all this crazy shit, and the guy at the back would just have like the Hamlet skull, or he threw a giant book of Shakespeare at somebody.
Yeah. That skull was lethal, in and out.
Yeah, because we played Whacked in the Wicket before, the game before that, and it's where a bunch of posh guys have to do an art heist, basically. And Nick's and the Shakespearean actor in that, he used it to brain a couple of people.
Yeah. I can't believe that they were like that. Some bloke was like, "I'm here for the cricket game, Whacked in the Wicked," and I was like, "Oh, they wrote it wrong."
Yeah, they put it wrong on the bloody website.
My God.
Dragon Meat put my game was called Tough Guys, the Holloway Tea Room.
They just rewrote it.
They changed the description and they called it Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Jackets, which, to be fair, is a better name.
But they could have at least said, "Is that all right?"
But I actually put because it had the Lock, Stock thing in there. I reckon that was why so many people turned up.
Well, probably, yeah, because the guy was like, "It's a cricket game," and I was like, "Yeah, it's actually called Whacked in the Wicket," and he went, "That makes more sense. That's a good pun." I was like, "I don't know where Wicked came from. I'm sorry."
Whacked in the Wicked. Maybe
Whacked in the Wicket. Whacked in the Wicket.
Hey, Blood, mate. Hey, Blood, you want present, yeah?
Yes, blood.
Yes, but it's me, Bad Santa.
Nah, get Blitzen involved, yeah?
Man's getting cold blood. Right. Next one comes in from Lewis Pineda. He says, I walked away from my old gaming group because of one prick that used the I'm just playing my character excuse to be a narcissist sociopath. I didn't want to make things more complicated than they needed to be. The group fell apart and my daughter moved back in with me full-time in my absence in gaming. Over the summer, the group got back together without the prick and added a really good player and my daughter, so that's a win-win. Haven't had any issues other than scheduling conflicts since then. P.S. My daughter has been coming up with really out-of-the-box solutions in a game that makes me proud.
Dad proud.
That's good.
Awesome.
Dad proud.
Dad proud, awesome. James is the only dad here.
Yeah.
Is that good? Is that a good letter?
It's a good letter.
Thank you.
We're fathers. Fur fathers.
Yeah, we've got cats. Well, we discussed this on a previous take that we lost. But my cat was recently biting James's character sheet as it was at the table. I've got a really, really brilliant picture of her because she was biting it. You know they also always look down and crush their eyes at the thing they're biting?
Yeah.
Well, my wife came in and spooked her, and then so Fang looked up with her eyes, and so she's got this big character sheet in her mouth.
Yeah, she's got that, and then I've got the secondary picture posted next to it with
busted up
with the little teeth marks.
It killed me when you'd put them pictures on Facebook of Fang sitting behind the screen. It's new DM tonight then.
We tried for ages to get her to sit there.
You did.
We had to get the snacks out, put them on.
They won't do it, will they?
Yeah.
They won't do it.
And that's why Millie was playing with James's character sheet, and Fang ended up biting it because
Thinking it was chocolate.
yeah, because he was trying to come up on the table. Whoa, what's this? Yeah. Yeah, so good memory, Lewis. Well done.
Well done.
John Steve, he comes in during the 3rd and final episode of our Savage XCOM game.
Wicked. Is that the XCOM from the old Alien game?
I believe it is. And I
Amazing.
think John Steve actually wrote it, so yeah.
Oh, wow.
See, that was a good take, pretending we hadn't heard that email before there. See?
See?
The group had taken out the Uber Ethereal and his minions. Unfortunately, the mothership had been severely damaged in the battle and was now falling from the skies over New York City. An XCOM shuttle, overhearing the battle, had positioned itself in front of the giant ship in an effort to catch the characters jumping out of the broken ship, using their grappling guns to make the 30-foot leap.
Wicked.
My son's character, out of Benny's, failed his role and fell to his death.
Oh, bummer.
As Matt, one of the players, his character made the leap. Gary, another player, pulled out his adventure card he'd been saving all session. Can't remember the name of it, but it caused Matt's role to be a failure and his character fell to the streets of the city for a brief moment We sat in stunned silence, then busted out in laughter. Except Matt, of course.
Gary, you're an arse.
Gary,
you little scat.
I could just picture Gary's face as well when he pulled that card
I could
out.
also picture Matt's face sitting there sad.
Yeah,
All
poor Matt.
Ruined. His character destroyed by a
Gary.
dingus. Yeah, well done, Gary. Well done, all of you, for that was a cool move.
Yeah.
Next one comes in from Conrad Erasmus Neubert, and he says, uniting and inspiring about 40 RPG newbies on a game day. I organised it here in my hometown. They all played with the local GMs and all registered for our email list. Really has invigorated the community here.
I still can't believe it's 40 people.
So he's still spreading the good word. Spreading the good word.
Fuck me.
The last time Conrad did that, he ended up in jail.
And that's why he's now a holy man, because he found God.
Yeah.
He found God in jail, yep. And
He found the god of RPGs.
So, for those that don't know, Conrad, one of our listeners, he is actually a pastor, which
He
sounds
is.
bad when you say it in English, because he's not.
He's
Pastor.
not. He's not food. He's not.
Pastor.
He's not.
Yeah, he's not an Italian delicious treat.
No. He's a guy.
He's a German delicious treat.
If you want to hear
he's a hunk.
He is. He's a hunk. If you want to hear his wicked voice, check out our bonus episode.
Yeah, we
He's a
did on
smart
Christians,
fuck.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, cool. So he's spreading the good word of RPGs and our Lord and Saviour Jesus Christ.
So there you go.
Well done.
Win-win.
And you know us, we're very religious. Uncle J Raz, he comes in with a one-word answer. His cherished gaming memory of this year was simply Wise Guys.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah.
But we're gonna, because Eric, the writer of the show, he's got 3 awards. He's won the People's Choice Awards, the Best Setting, Best Product, and now we've got this email. We're gonna bring him down a peg or two because we know him personally. So we're gonna talk about some things we don't like about Eric. Nick,
Well, first of all, I don't like your vests.
he always wears a vest.
Yeah. No
And-
sleeves McGee.
No Sleeves McGee is his name, and in addition to that, he also has a terrible resting bitch face.
Does. It kind of like I've been told I've got one, and mine looks.
You have actually.
Mine looks
Adorable.
no, not adorable. It's
Sexy.
like people are fucking what's the word? Intimidated. Whereas his one, he just looks like just pissed off. It's not intimidating. He just looks angry all the
Well,
time.
when we met
Begging you up.
when we met McCommon on the Cob, everyone would keep saying to him, like, Eric, are you annoyed at me? Have I done something? And he's like, no, why do people keep saying that?
Oh my god, especially British people as well, because they always think that, you know what I mean?
I'm sorry, mate.
We're the most anxious
Stop
people.
saying sorry!
Well, have you ever had that when somebody tells you to stop saying sorry and
all
you say
the
sorry?
bloody time.
Yeah,
They go, sorry.
yeah.
And they go, oh my god!
And you're like, sorry.
Sorry.
Anyway, last thing about Eric is he walks off mid-conversation when he gets bored and he
Yep.
doesn't even say anything. So,
He's a horrible man.
so there we go. We've levelled it out.
You smelly head.
He's not a horrible man.
No, I'm
He's just
joking.
a mildly detestable man.
Yeah, fair enough.
yeah,
But we
yeah,
love
yeah,
you
yeah,
all the same, E-Rock.
Yeah, he's like the son we never wanted.
But have to acknowledge. No, we love you, Eric.
We're sending bad Santa after you, man.
Yeah, bud.
Batman.
Man, get rolled on. Wait, was that in the previous take? No, it was this one.
This one, yeah.
Okay, good. Right, so you guys, gaming memories of the year. What's your highlights? We'll start with Nick Lamley, Lamb Slice.
Oh my god. So for me, gaming highlight has to be the Dark Tower campaign. It was absolutely incredible. Huge Dark Tower fan myself, so actually enjoying that world, and then the added bonus of Harrison putting in all of the reoccurring characters from our old campaigns of over 4 years was just brilliant. And yeah, it was just great for me. I absolutely loved it. Seeing my old character Ronan come back was just so cool.
Yeah, Roland was the first character Nick ever played.
Yeah,
and he was a bit of a big player in that game.
Yeah, big time. So it was just incredible. It
And he
was
was running from Dark Tower, your first.
yeah, exactly that. That's who he was. So yes, it all worked
It
out.
was such a, you know, as much as I loved that campaign, the ending was great, but also somewhat anticlimactic because what happened was this: Nick, your character got put in a sleeping bag and kicked off, kicked off a cliff.
Oh, God,
James, you tried to do a really good sacrifice, so they went to this room, and James was trying to have this great moment where his character ended.
And then Ryan.
Yeah, so there was this hole. The hole required a sacrifice to obtain a key, and it had to be a human sacrifice. They were all sitting around discussing who goes in. James's character says,
Yeah, I just burst out and just been like, look, I think it's about time I redeem myself. I've lived a world of torment and like lives lost.
and his character was like, I'll go down the hole. Like really teary. And then Ryan just goes, he instantly thought to himself, well, that can't happen. We like Long Iron. He's a cool character. So he just pushed a wheelchair-bound ex-wrestler down the hole. Down the fucking hole. And he just went, I pushed him down the hole. That was it, like straight away.
my God.
It was one of those ones where you know he's reacting, so you can't say, do you want to take that back? He went, I pushed him down the hole.
Yeah.
And so we're like, cool, so you've robbed James of his last character moment, and then right at the end he started fighting all the rest of the party. That's kind of my fault, really, but and then he just kicks your character, who's the longest surviving character in that campaign,
Yep.
down a hole.
Yeah, in a sleeping bag. Yeah. He
And it
didn't
was
get
like-
the last word.
So what happens is that Ryan's character, he gets back and everything's he goes back to a version of the universe where everything was fine and all of this, but it was only him. But all the other characters, but they were alternative universes. It wasn't yours. You all died.
No, we all died
Because of that fucker.
Kind of messed up, but it was
still,
awesome.
really great campaign.
It was fantastic.
Like, much like the books, it was more about the journey than it was the ending.
Exactly. 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 No, that-
James,
and,
shut up. James, how about you? Oh no, you got another one.
I've got one more. And also, obviously, publishing our first self-published product, 78 Hamlet Happenings, was incredible. Incredible
now.
feeling. Thank you.
Well done, guys.
Yeah, James Clark's.
So my fondest gaming memory of the year was when Nick and Harrison ran Tough Guys at my house, and they did this amazing dual GMing. It was a spectacle. Like the chemistry between them is just absolutely ridiculous. They was bouncing off each other. It was like they were one person. And they were taking turns playing NPCs. They were, narrating parts of what was happening, and it was like so seamless. They both went off to the toilet at some points, but the game didn't stop. There was so much happening. The world was painted beautifully because they said so much, because there was two faces there, two heads, and they dressed up, did a bit of LARPing.
Yeah.
They were doing some crazy stuff behind the screen, which meant that they could communicate silently.
Do you remember we bought a bottle of Bucks Fizz?
Oh my God,
They found a bottle of Bucks Fizz in game, and we had it as a real world item. And we were like, let's open up.
Yeah.
Fucking, well, thank you very much for being so kind about it. I really appreciate that. And we spoke about it on a previous episode, but that was fucking fun.
I think it was just the way. It's because it was dual GMing. And I've never thought of that.
Well, we weren't sure how it was going to play out. We was like, it's either going to be shite or it's going to be good.
Really fun.
And luckily,
it wasn't just
latter,
good. It was amazing.
Thank you.
Well, it was pretty funny because like there were certain scenes where we could have like two people talking at the same time, like two NPCs.
Or is it?
Yeah, but not only that.
Yeah.
There's like stuff that still could happen. So like the maps change and you need to set up.
Yeah.
Usually when that happens, there's a bit of silence. No. There's never silence because the other person can just chime in and just change shit around on the tables.
And we don't
Very good
shut
point.
up. So
Yeah, exactly. We both love the sound of our own voices.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, thanks very much for that. I appreciate that. Mine is also going to be 78 Hamlet Happenings coming out.
Yeah.
That was a highlight of the year for me. Meeting Shogun Pumbaa,
Oh my
also
God,
very good.
yeah.
Dem drunk blokes. We've been friends online for bloody ages,
Yeah.
and now we've finally met. Dragon Meat, that was fucking awesome. And that Tough Guys game was a highlight for me.
Yeah, that was incredible.
Because that was nuts.
Yeah, nuts.
But yeah, I have to say, I think one of the memories, it's not necessarily my most cherished one, but one memory I wanted to share was Gunlit. Who was a character in our Lamentations game. I don't think I've ever put more work into a world than I have that one.
It was ridiculous.
Only to be
world.
expertly dashed by a player.
Snubbed.
Because like all these guys were getting invested in shit. They were like, okay, look, maybe we should do this with this guy because it might affect this in this way. And Ryan's character was just like, burn it down.
I'm going to burn it.
So they entered a fighting event in a dodgy pub, and as soon as he thought he was losing, he just burnt the pub down. Then
two of our players in there.
one character, James's character, went to jail, and they went to the courtroom when he was being tried to try and get him out. And Ryan was just like, "Are there any candles in here?" We were like,
Got some oil. Yeah.
Then they got exiled from the town, went to another town, and immediately Ryan's character got in a fight while he was there. And then they immediately got exiled again. They were like, "Right, you've only been here 5 minutes, and look what you've already done. Get out."
Yeah.
And so they ended up in the worst, scummiest town called Bogtown. It was in the middle of a bog.
No, we loved it.
And it sort of taught me a little bit about how, well, when we play our APs, for example, we always do it so we make the world as we go along.
Yeah.
Because it's a completely audio medium. And that's how we're doing it in the D&D one, because I was like, I put all that prep in and it was for nothing.
No, I
Thank
do
you
it
very
again.
much, Ryan.
Yeah, last one, right. Gunlit.
Yeah, it wasn't for nothing. It was still fun, but
was great.
yeah, that was crazy. That was one of my favourite memories. But yeah,
Wicked.
it's been a bloody good year, eh?
It's been a great year.
One of the last ones is wrapping up the Gen Lab campaign.
Yeah,
'Cause the thing
mate.
is, we played as animal-human hybrids in this giant lab. Like, it's a post-apocalyptic type game. And during the latter half, which occurred at the beginning of this year, all our characters sort of come to terms with a lot of things, and we started bonding over drugs. And we played some of the most surreal sessions that we've ever played, because Nick was trying to describe the experience of doing drugs together and us all connecting.
Yeah.
And we got to do flashbacks during the drug scenes, and everyone connected.
They're
and
all
could see them.
interweaved.
And they were all really emotional. And we suddenly we were like, I really like these characters now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
That took us, that didn't just bond our characters, it bonded our
It's trippy,
players.
man.
Yeah, it was weird,
good.
man.
It was good.
All right, so let's get on with an outro, shall we?
Oh.
Bye.
Okay, I want to say a big shout out to the new patrons. There's Adrian Minter, Right?
Yeah, Adrian Minter.
He's a good guy. Adrian
Minter.
and Kelvin Willis, related to Bruce. But while we're here, we're not going to do any contact info this time. We're not going to say that if you want to donate on Patreon, go and search us up on Patreon. We're not going to say that.
We're not going to say that.
Although I have subtly said it. But we're not even going to say go and buy 78 Hamlet Happenings Drive-Thru RPG right now.
I don't want £1.50.
Exactly. We are just going to say a big thanks to all the patrons and anyone that supported us in any way throughout this year.
Or any year.
The following... Either a rap or just me talking over some music. I tried to record a rap earlier this week and it didn't go well.
Oh, okay.
So, I've been Harrison Hunt.
I've been Nick Lamley.
And I've been James Clark.
And remember that D20s are cool, but 20Ds, well, that's a good time. I'm a mud Santa, motherfucker! I'm blood Santa! Roll on with a sleigh!
Ho, 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 bitch! That's not up in that sack, yeah?
Yo, blood! That woman was a ho, ho, ho!
Oh, no, no, no. Oh, Chris.
Oh, that's bad.
Why has it gone here again? So I did try to record a rap and it went terribly, so I'm just going to say a big thank you to all of our Patreon supporters, and they are as follows: Ryan Wahab, Conrad Erasmus Neubert, Zovya's RPG Maps, Adrian Minter, Kelvin Willis, Sean Richer, James Cleveland, Carson Carroll, Douglas Sondheim, Daniel Irwin, The Murder Hobo Show, Tim White, Owen Lean, Stumpy, James Bonnert, Sid the Squid, Johan Hagstead, Raymond Pompom, Daryl Cartier, The Wild Die Podcast, Stephen Van der Weyer, M. Woosley, Keith Nelson, Irina, Apollo, Mr. Stagg, Todd Chambery, and Ariel Badger Release, and of course the final three, James Clark, Ryan Reeves, and Manuel Sams. You guys are what makes the show. You keep the show going, and you're now part of a crazy club of people that have been responsible for this, whatever this is. Thank you very much. Have a good Christmas. Love you.